Our United Nations Assistant Secretary General, UNDP Assistant Administrator, and Director of the Regional Bureau for Africa, Madame Ahunna EZIAKONWA.
Your Excellency Adama Barrow, President of the Republic of the Gambia, Your Excellency Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Excellencies, very, very important guests today, allow me to stand on already observed protocol. You know, as an African, I often have this nightmare because I attend a lot of meetings on this continent, that while we're observing protocol, very long list of protocol, the world is leaving us behind. And I think that we have urgency in our world today and on this continent. I woke up this morning, Mr. President, with a very deep smile. And I felt a little bit worried because I was alone and I'm wondering, why am I smiling? And then I realized I am in the This is clearly a nation that brings a smile to our faces and joy in our hearts. So let me start by thanking you, Mr. President, and the people of the Gambia for graciously hosting this inaugural Sahel Governance Forum here in Banjul. Your willingness to open your country and your capital city to this important dialogue reflects more than hospitality. It reflects the belief that governance really matters. Your Excellency, from the first time I visited Gambia, which was just 2022, 3 years ago, to my arrival yesterday, I have observed the transformation of this beautiful country. And it's not just about the beautiful road we navigated, it's also about the connectivity that we see linking people to opportunity. It's about the light. Banjul is lighting up. Your leadership in advancing transitional justice, which UNDP has had the pleasure of accompanying, has not only helped the Gambia confront its past, it has opened the door to the potential of a future that is built on truth, on accountability, and on dignity. Today, we gather at a defining moment, not only for Africa, but for our world. Not only for the Sahel, but for the entire West Africa region. The idea of governance in Africa. This forum could not be more timely, ladies and gentlemen. The Sahel is at a crossroads. And the central question before us is not just what is happening in the Sahel, it is why it is happening. For years, the Sahel has been framed as fragile, dangerous, unstable. But what if the real problem is not fragility, but the failure to invest in governance as a force for justice, for dignity, and for development? We continue to deploy more soldiers, but fewer teachers. We speak of security, yet people are still waiting for state presence. We design strategies while the social contract continues to crack. In some Sahelian countries, we know that over 60% of the national budgets go to peace and security, while economic sectors that could generate jobs and growth receive far less. At the same time, corruption and illicit financial flows drain an estimated $148 billion from African economies every year. Imagine that for a second. Money that could go into building schools, clinics, and infrastructure that power our human capital. But instead, we see a deepening of inequality and an erosion of trust. It is a fact that the situation we're facing in the Sahel is not just a security one. It is, in fact, a governance challenge. And more importantly, it's a political opportunity to rethink how we lead, how we listen, and how we build trust between and amongst people and their leaders and institutions. We have an Afrobarometer telling us that less than 30% of citizens in many Sahelian countries say that they trust their national governments. Less than 30%, that's not legitimacy. And over half believe their countries are going in the wrong direction. An erosion of trust that undermines social cohesion and fuels disillusionment. This is a negative environment for development progress, ladies and gentlemen. Rebuilding trust is therefore central to the question of state-citizen relationships in the Sahel. Trust is not a symbolic gesture. It is the bedrock of peace, of prosperity, and of legitimacy. It is forged by genuine, true leadership. And speaking of leadership, one that builds trust and institutions that protect it. Allow me to pay tribute to one such example of leadership that's in the room today, His Excellency Goodluck Jonathan. In 2015, after a tightly contested election, he chose to concede, and in doing so, he safeguarded the peace of a nation, an important nation in this region. In that single courageous act, he spared Nigeria the specter of post-election violence and reminded both the continent and the world that true statesmanship is measured not by how long one holds on to power, but by the dignity with which one lets it go. It is a show of strength, not weakness. I wish that many of our leaders will get the message. His ongoing work now with the West African Elders Forum and his foundation is a beacon for those who believe that power is not an entitlement, but a responsibility. The partnership that we have between Goodluck Jonathan Foundation and UNDP reflects this shared belief that governance is the cornerstone of peace, of resilience, of legitimacy. Your Excellencies, today we are launching a pivotal report, The Future of Governance in the Sahel, Rebuilding Social Cohesion and Public Trust. Based on over a year of consultation with citizens and governments across the region, this report offers very clear messages. The first one is that people are not giving up on the state. They are actually just waiting for the state to show up. The second one is that they are not asking for miracles. They are just asking for institutions that they can trust. And the third is that they want services that deliver, justice that protects, and leaders who are present not just during elections, but during everyday struggles. Governance, as we're reminded, is not abstract, it's personal. It's personal for many of you in this room. It's personal for your families, for your communities, and for your countries. It is the mother in Mopti, in northern Mali, who wants her daughter to go to school without fear. It is about the youth in Tillaberi, in Niger, who dreams of launching a business, not just joining an armed group. It is the artist in Bamenda, in Cameroon, who wants to express herself without fear of repression. If we seek peace, we must invest in political systems that reflect the aspirations and realities of our people. Excellencies, we need a shift, and this is what this gathering is about. A shift in our own mindsets. Everyone sitting in this room, we must commit to walking away from the things that have been stopping us from playing our own role. We need a shift from managing instability to building legitimacy, from managing poverty to promoting prosperity, from viewing people as risks to be managed to seeing them as assets to be empowered. As I close, Your Excellency, I ask myself the question, what time is it? As we observe the bleeding of nations, the division in our world, the walking away from solidarity, and what makes for our common humanity, that philosophy of Ubuntu. As nations look inwards and retreat from multilateralism, a system that is designed to save us from ourselves, I ask myself, what time is it? And I think this is Africa's time. This is Africa's moment. This is Africa's century. This is time for Africa to show the world that although it is shaped like a question mark, it has the answer to a broken world. I thank you.
Thank you, Madam.